Welcome back. You're watching Overdrive. Tyre companies like MRF and JK Tyres have been the biggest benefactors of motorsport in India. Last year, MRF returned to single-seat racing, and this year it's taking it to a whole new level with the Formula MRF Championship. Sandeep brings you all the highlights from the action in Chennai.
Fast cars, committed drivers, an eager audience, superbikes, young riders and full-on entertainment. The MRF Formula Championships packs as much as possible into 2 race weekends. With races for saloons, 600cc superbikes, Indian motorcycles and of course the single-seaters.
The main focus of the series is this car, the MRF Formula 1600 single-seater. Now we've tested it on the show earlier, and as Sirish said back then, it is the most technically advanced single-seat race car available in the country right now. But that's not why there's so much buzz about the series. All this buzz is because come October, these cars and these drivers will be racing at the JP Motor Speedway in Noida as an official support series to the 2011 Grand Prix of India in front of the entire Formula One circus.
The 15-odd race cars are still the Van Diemen designs built by J. Anand in Coimbatore, running Ford's 1.6-litre Duratec petrol engines. But this time around, the prospect of racing during the Indian Grand Prix weekend and increased prize money resulted in a whole new level of interest from sponsors and drivers.
We started off with CHENNAI for about this weekend and the next weekend. Probably going to see some of the best drivers in the country, as well as some of drivers from UK as well as from Finland. And maybe towards the end of the year, that's in October, we're going to take the championship into New Delhi, and we're going to have 2 rounds as a support race for the Formula One in Delhi. And that's definitely going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to the motorsports in the country.
Despite a strong and diverse grid, when the racing began, it soon became a 2-man show, with defending champion Ashwin Sundar facing up to the challenge of the 16-year-old British sensation Jordan King. The Sidwin driver won the first race but was soon penalised for a false start, handing the win to Ashwin. Race 2 saw Ashwin lead from the start, with King shadowing him all the way, unable to find a way fast. The reverse grid on the 3rd race of the weekend allowed King to work his way through the field to take the win and keep the pressure on Ashwin halfway through the series.
It's disappointing yesterday, obviously a bit eager at the start, and then in the last one, then we had a really good start and got what we were looking for because had a second twice, so it's good to have a win at the end of the weekend.
Well, as you can see, the sun is setting here at the MMSC racetrack, and we're at the end of round 1 of the Formula MRF Championship 2011. But coming up in just 6 days' time is round 2. Will Ashwin Sundar continue his rich vein of winning form, or will Jordan King strike back to take more wins? Let's fast forward in time, head to round 2 and take a look.
Week 2 followed a similar format with 3 races for the Formula MRF cars and 2 for the other categories. K. Rajini of Red Rooster Racing dominated the Superbike class ahead of a 5-man contingent from new team Prix Racing. While the Group D Indian motorcycles class saw a battle between Sarath Kumar, who will ride for 1010 Racing in the 125cc MotoGP Championship, and other committed youngsters. But the main event, as always, was the 1600 class, where this time Jordan King put his troubles aside and dominated races 4 and 5 to take the championship lead from Ashwin.
We did get a decent start, so we kept our position. And the first couple of laps I concentrated on just getting some consistent lap times, and we managed to get a bit of a gap from the 2 golf cars because they had a bit of a battle, and then from there it had a substantial amount of gap to just have the win.
With everything to play for in the final race, both King and Ashwin took careful starts but were soon battling wheel to wheel.
And I came alongside Ashwin down the straight, and he moved over me and put me on the grass. So then when I hit my brakes for the corner, I didn't have as much grip, and I ran over the grass and took off, and it broke the car.
After King's retirement, Ashwin tried everything he could to pass teammate Jukka Honkavari, but in the end had to settle for second behind the Finn, though he did have his second straight Formula MRF championship to comfort him.
On the third race, I wanted to collect as much as points possible, so I had a decent start, so I knew I could finish on the podium. So I kept pushing really hard, and then it was a teamwork at last. It was either me or Jukka. I wanted both of us to win the race, so he won and I finished second. I'm really happy, and I got the fastest lap. I got a 40.2, so yeah, it's really good.
This was, of course, the second edition of the Formula MRF Championships. Now, I was here last year when we saw these cars running for the first time, and a lot of things have changed since then, but one thing has remained the same, and that is our champion, Ashwin Sundar. Now, Ashwin and all of these other cars and drivers are now going to be in action next as a support series to the 2011 Formula One Grand Prix of India, and we look forward to seeing you there.
That wraps up Overdrive for this week. Remember, do log on to our YouTube channel to catch the highlights of this show and all of our previous shows. You can also keep up with our team by logging on to our Facebook and Twitter pages. We'll see you next week. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye and happy driving.